What's going on, you guys? This is BlitzKrieg bringing you a 1 vs 1 match between GoSu spawning here as the red Terran versus CellWerra spawning as the blue Zerg. So Terran versus Zerg, CellWerra versus GoSu here on Scrap Station. CellWerra, I believe, Korean player playing here on the North American account. He is in the top 200, I believe. GoSu in the top 50. So also in the top 200, and both players going to duke it out in Scrap Station. I'm really excited for this. Terran versus Zerg. I want to see GoSu's strategy versus a Zerg player. As you guys have seen, I've been casting a lot of GoSu replays. He's really been sending a lot to me, sending me these replay packs and whatnot, just to check them out and just go ahead and just see some strategies and stuff, and really wants to, I guess, get out there on the YouTube scene. But he's a really good player, Terran player, age of 15, so really young, really smart mind. Gonna go ahead and be playing against these top level pros here in the US. So this guy, man, he is a monster. Watch out for this guy on the ladder. He destroys and chews up players. So it looks like he is going to be opening up with a standard build, 10 supply into 12 racks. CellWerra looking like he's going to bring this Overlord over to scout right in the perfect position. Looks like he is going to be interested in opening up hatchery first against this Terran player. So going for a hatch first opening into spawning pool here shortly, and gonna see how this hatch first opens. Looks like GoSu didn't opt to open racks first, so he isn't going to get that early aggression off on this Zerg, and he's just going to go ahead and open up standard and try to macro it up against him. So it looks like he is going to go ahead and saturate that gas and continue to produce SCVs, upgrade to orbital command here shortly, and looks like he is going to be pumping out a Marine for his first unit. So GoSu just now sending out his scout, so very late scout here, but pretty much can expect an early hatchery on this matchup versus a Zerg player, so pretty much knows what's going on, and there's not really anything tricky that they can do early on except for an early pool. So, and that is really uncommon versus Terran. So meanwhile over here, CellWerra opening up with that spawning pool and that extractor, going to go ahead and try to get the speedling research that he's going to need to deal with this early Terran pressure, if there is any. So GoSu actually coming over here and going to go ahead and spot this out and really see that exactly what's going on. He is going to come over here and reveal the hatchery, so he knows that this was a hatch first opening, and it looks like he's going to be producing a factory here as well as getting that second gas up and just constantly producing SCVs. So scouting around, revealing this, and is going to go ahead and see that there is in fact Lings on the way. So Ling's going to come out and try to deal damage to this SCV and take it down. We do have the Queen being produced, and we should be see speed being researched as soon as we get to 100 Vespene gas. And meanwhile, Overlord over here taking a little bit of damage from that Marine. Marine just standing ground, holding position, making sure that that Overlord does not poke in here. And it looks like he is going to add on a factory, or add on a tech lab to that factory and constantly produce Marines. So researching a second, producing a second supply depot as well as adding on a command center here. So pretty solid early build for GoSu to go at this time. Siege Tank Marine into expansion. Really interested to see how this goes. Looks like we do have a Roach Warren being laid down for CellWerra, as well as no early speed, no speedlings quite yet. So it looks like he's just saving up that gas to produce a lot of roaches. We do have roaches being built right now, and drones being produced. However, taking a look at the income, we are sitting about even. CellWerra at 23 harvesters, 22 for GoSu, but GoSu on the other hand researching that siege tech, producing some more Marines, getting a lot of gas. CellWerra still just mining minerals at this time, macroing up. So we do have this command center upgrading to orbital command at this time. Siege tank almost out. No more Marines being produced at this time. looks like we are still calling down mules and just pretty much just both players macroing up. We do have some roaches out on the field, creep tumor being laid down, as well as a spine crawler here at the expansion. So I really like what I'm seeing here. Another spine crawler being laid down up in this location. I like this position to defend off against any drops or anything that's going to come in and try to deal damage to these drones early on. So still no metabolic boost. We do not have a layer. Just now, yeah, there we go. Upgrading to layer and pretty much just using that gas, that one geyser, to produce these roaches. Roaches going to come out here and try and scout out this location. We do have some more roaches working on the back door over here of this expansion, so they're going to go ahead and try and deal damage to that. We do have a siege tank in position. He's going to come over here and scout out that these rocks are in fact about to go down. Is he going to be in position to actually deal with this is the question, though. So looks like he's going to come over here and engage against these. Siege tank not really in the best position. These roaches were able to just come right here, right through the smoke, and focus down that. But we do have one siege tank in perfect position up here up top, and looks like those roaches are going to be retreating back. If they had poked in here through these destructible debris, they would have realized that there is in fact, and yes, here they come. They're going to poke in here and try and deal some damage to these SCVs. Is GoSu going to be able to react in time is the question. One SCV goes down, two SCVs follow, trying to go after that mule. Mule does manage to get out of there, however, and only losing 3 SCVs there, and those roaches are going to be forced to retreat. Does not want to lose these roaches, and Marine firing squad is going to be pushing them back. So siege tank going to come over here and siege up in this location. This is a pretty nice position for this. I would like to see one Marine poke his head right into the smoke, so if anything tries to come in the smoke, the siege tank can get a blast off on it. But nonetheless, looks like he is still going to be macroing up. Meanwhile, over here in the base of CellWerra still just producing roaches at this time, now researching Speedling and getting a Spire out, so taking straight into Spire. We have some Marauders being built, getting a little bit supply locked here, but just now unlocking himself and researching some more Marines, as well as a tech lab coming down on this starport. So looks like both players are going to be macroing up and just kind of producing a lot of units. Taking a look at the army tab, we do have a huge advantage for GoSu at this time. We've got a lot of larvae just being built up and a lot of drones being produced. So taking a look at the income, sitting up at 44 drones. Really going to need a lot of these drones for these mutalisks. So I like that he's droning up. There we go, popping out up to 50 there, and looks like he's going to be interested in coming here and trying to poke his head just a little bit. But meanwhile, GoSu coming over here and sieging up in this smoke area. I really like this position. I'd like to see maybe this siege tank possibly moved up to this high ground here, can really defend off against any early rushes coming in through here, and then possibly push through this location. So it looks like the roaches are going to come in. We do have these siege tanks mobilizing at this time, so they're going to be caught a little bit out of position, and these lings are going to be able to come in here. I really like this harass, but these units are going to get completely destroyed. He needs to go ahead and retreat these out of here, however, and maybe make his way up here. Is he going to be able to close off this door? Just gets it closed off in time. So really fortunate for GoSu that he was able to do that, and looks like he is going to go ahead and move out at this time. Meanwhile, CellaWerra taking the gold, still macroing up, spreading this creep, and looks like we do have a large number of Zerglings being produced. Any mutas on the way is the question of the day. So 10 mutas actually on the way. So we do have an army of 10 mutas going to come over here and deal damage against these Marines. He is going to scout out that they are mobilizing here. Mutalisks going to fly over as they are caught way out of position. We have some missile turrets being thrown up by GoSu, however, but these mutalisks are going to have free range over this production buildings. But really, these mutalisks are way out of position. He's got a large force coming in here, and he really needs to deal damage to this. Looks like he's just interested in possibly base trading. No, he's going to retreat the mutalisks back, and these spine crawlers are going to get completely destroyed. So many siege tanks, and I don't know, there's just no way. We do have banelings morphing, however, and this is really what he needs. Ling Muta Baneling is the exact counter to this army, but he's not going to have enough, I don't think, to deal with this. Not enough mutalisks. He really needs a lot more mutas. And this is just simply not the number that he needs to deal with this army. So many siege tanks. They're not going to be able to deal damage to the banelings. They're going to be running into their death. Does he have baneling speed? No baneling speed. So this attack really is not going to be dealing damage. He needs to get that baneling speed out ASAP if he's interested in dealing any damage to this army. So GoSu in just a commanding lead at this point. He does have this gold here, however, but meanwhile, here we go. Attack moving in, trying to catch him out of positions, and Marines just running back. Really had proper placement there, just kiting those banelings all the way back. Exactly what he needed to do there. Have these siege tanks in a complete line so that the you could just run all the way back with those banelings, and really kept his entire bionic army alive. And looks like he is going to come in here and focus down that siege tank while he's not looking. Is he going to get the last siege tank? That's going to be really detrimental, as these banelings are going to be what's going to cause the end to this. And looks like he is going to come in here. Really would like to see him focus down this hatchery at this time. Excuse me. So much action going on. CellaWerra in just such a bad position at this time. And looks like GoSu is just going to be able to attack move. And we have some banelings coming in. Going to be able to deal damage, but no, not really dealing too much damage. We do have some more banelings coming in from the south, however, and just not able to do enough. And there is the GG from CellaWerra. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. 1v1 GoSu vs. Cella here on Scrap Station.